Hey guys, Norm with Bear Bull Traders. Today is Friday, January 18th, 2019. Quick recap for today. As you can see, I had a nasty red day. Somebody apologized, said, I'm sorry that you had a bad day in the chat today when I went on the mic. And I said, don't be sorry. It's just, I mean, it is what it is. It could have been a lot worse. Just wasn't in sync with the markets, wasn't in tune with what I was doing, I guess. And a couple of these setups, I'd still take them again. I would do something different on the big one, but anyway, so my first trade of the day was Tesla. It had gapped down a good amount from the previous day, which was 347. It started about $20 below that. When it, in the pre-market, it had come down. It looked like it was holding here, this 320s level. You know, the 320s level. It couldn't get below VWAP, and I took it long when it was holding up here. You can see on the 1-minute chart, it started lower, pushed up, couldn't get below VWAP. I took it long, thinking it would continue its run up. I sized pretty small on this because I was unsure about it. Got stopped out here, and you know, Tesla can move fast, so I was anticipating if I was wrong, that would be the case. So, oh well, I'm down one trade, not a huge deal. Then I took IMMU, and this, I thought it was going to continue to run up. This wasn't the greatest of trades. It proved to be right, but it had gapped down big in the pre-market, and it had bounced hard with heavy volume. So I thought this was going to continue. I didn't have that much risk on it. I didn't take a huge size on it, so I wasn't too worried about that when I lost on that one. The big one was Netflix, and frankly, the setup still wasn't too terrible. Netflix tends to be really resilient. They had great news earlier this week, pushed the stock up some. So I thought people would see this as a buying opportunity. Maybe I let bias on that point get a little bit in my way, which we shouldn't do, but oh well. At the open, touch previous day close, which it was down in the pre-market. It was down a little bit last night. Touch previous day close, came down. It bounced off this 200 moving average on the 1-minute chart, which also was corresponding to this moving average on the 5-minute chart. Came up, it peaked above VWAP, and you know, this to me looked like it was going to come back. It looked a little bit like a fallen angel pattern that we used to teach. Sure enough, it wasn't. I got in about 348-ish on this, and it held up, went up for just a hair, 348.50-ish, and I was about to take a partial, started to drop on me. My stop was VWAP, which at the time was 347.35. I didn't size appropriately in this. So by the time it got to VWAP, the spread on this can be terrible, and it can move fast, and it stung me. It dropped, and with the slippage on it, it was a nasty, nasty loss. I took over my max loss on it, got stopped out of it. Now, I'm proud of myself. I didn't add to my position. I didn't average down. I didn't do any of those big no-nos that I might have done when I was really new at trading, but you know, it just didn't go my way. But as you can see, it ended up going all the way down to a low of 336.73 here. I mean, I would have been $12 in the red had I done those things, and it would have killed me. So that's a lesson in why one doesn't average down. I would never be able to afford continuing averaging down or any of that on that trade. So, you know, it's still, I've gone back and I've looked at this several times, and it really, at that open, I still think, I'm not sure that this wouldn't have gone up in many cases. It just didn't in this. So law of probabilities, you're going to be wrong some of the time. I was wrong on this. What I messed up on was my sizing. I took too big of a size, especially when accounting for slippage, because it wouldn't have been that bad of a loss if it was almost anything else other than Netflix that can move as fast as this can and with as much slippage as this can. So anyway, you know, I quit trading for the day. There are plenty of times in the past where I would have continued trading, and I know that I could have turned that $800 loss into much more. So, you know, it sets me back a day and a half. I don't like being red on Fridays, but, you know, I'm not going to dwell on it over the weekend. I might come back and look at this chart and one more time. You know, if you see anything, say it in the comments below that I'm not seeing. But anyway, I think even Andrew on the mic might have said that kind of looked like a long at that point before he took it short a couple of minutes later when it was about when I was getting out of it. So anyway, thanks for watching, and you guys have a great weekend. See you Tuesday in the chat.